Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my friends, welcome back to yet another episode talking about the new balance update, World of Tanks 2.0 most likely. And in this episode I am going to cover Tech 3. I am going deep into the Tech 3, showing you all the vehicles which are going to be relocated, and let's take a look how every single Tech 3 looks like. Hopefully this is going to give you a bit better overview. I am going over all the good things, some bad things as well, what this Tech 3 system can have. So let's go. Talking about the Tech 3. Tech 3 is going to see a complete revision indeed. Well, the overall theme is going to be the same, but in total 92 vehicles will be relocated. Yes, I am using word relocated because none of those vehicles are actually going to be removed from the Tech 3 like Waffenträger E100, for example, like they did with Waffenträger E100, which was simply replaced by this Grilla 15 over here, and we haven't seen Waffenträger E100 since then. But all the vehicles which Wargaming is going to move away from the Tech 3 are going to be known as a collectible vehicles or special vehicles. And until 2 days ago we actually didn't know what they are going to do with the tier 6 to tier 10 relocated vehicles, because we knew that tier 2 to tier 5 tanks are going to be in the collectors section in the premium store for people to buy for credits. For example, Hetzer 300,000 credits, as I'm going to show you in a moment. But we had no idea what they are going to do with tier 6 to tier 10 vehicles. Many people said pawn shop tanks, speculations only, pawn shop vehicles, reward vehicles, like they are doing with FE215B, for example. But 2 days ago they released the Sandbox test result article where they said that those vehicles are also, tier 6 to tier 10 vehicles are also going to be available for credits. This is really big thing actually to say right now, because many players already started grinding towards T62A, rushing towards T62A or AMX30B or 113 to get it before those tanks are going to be relocated. But now they confirmed with this article that those vehicles are also going to be available for credits. Really nice timing to say that, so now I can calm down a bit as well, because I actually didn't have 113 and now I am not in such a big rush getting it as well. But in total, yes, 92 vehicles will be relocated. As you can see, German Tech 3 is a lot lighter now, especially the lower tiers. Soviet Tech 3 is a lot lighter, same goes to the USA, France a bit as well. So overall, I would say the major changes are going to affect Soviet tanks, USA, Germany, French and UK vehicles, or UK Tech 3, because in Czech we do not have too many, in Japan we do not have too many, same goes to the Chinese, Poland, Swedish and Italian Tech 3s. Like Italian Tech 3 is just one straight line from now on. Now the main question of course is why they are going to do something like this. Why are they going to remove 92 vehicles which they have worked so much on? They have made the models from the scratch, new HD models as well with World of Tanks update 1.0. Why are they going to move away 92 vehicles from the Tech 3? The main reason, the main explanation as far as I know, is they want to make it a lot more understandable and a lot more simple for new players. They want new players to focus more getting up to tier 5 faster, so lowering the options in lower tiers is going to do that. Yes, it is actually going to do that quite drastically. Now question is it going to kill the variety? In my opinion, no, because lower tiers, you are simply flying through lower tier tanks anyway. It doesn't take you like too many battles. If you are a bit experienced player, it can take you like up to 20 battles to get into tier 4 already, like up to 50 battles to get into tier 5 maybe. If you are a new player, having so many options in lower tiers, yeah, it can be a bit overwhelming. For me, personally, I do not see this being an issue. I do not hate these chains just to clean the Tech 3 a bit, especially in lower tiers, because let's be honest over here, we had so many useless tanks in tier 2, in tier 3. And here comes the best part with this entire Tech 3 cleanup. Look at all those artilleries we do not have in lower tiers anymore. Basically all tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 artilleries have been moved away. Yes, they are still in the game, but hopefully this means lower tiers, new players are not going to experience the artillery right from the get-go. This is the best thing about this, I think so at least. They have been moved to the collection tab in the store. Over here I'm not able to show you, sadly I am not able to show you this store option, because on the Sandbox server, as I'm going to show you, we still have the old store. We do not have those new tabs over here, but it should have its own separate tab on the left side like we have in the new premium store. Next up, talking about the layout of this new tech tree. Every single tech tree has same layout. Heavy tanks are in the middle, and on the edges we have artilleries at the very top and light tanks at the very bottom on every single tech tree. As you can see, same goes to the German vehicles. We have heavy tank in the middle main line, so this is the main tech tree line. They are, I don't know why, highlighting, kind of promoting maybe even a bit. On the lower side over here we have medium tanks and light tanks at the very bottom. Wargaming said light tanks are at the very bottom and artillery is at the very top. They said something like more team play base tanks are on the edges of the deck tree. I do not get why they said it or what exactly they mean by it, because we know how things are actually. So tank destroyers at the very top under the artilleries once again over here. Same goes to the Soviet tanks, heavy tanks in the middle, some heavy tanks, because Soviet deck tree has just so many heavy tanks, they are all over the place. We have actually 5 Tier 10 Soviet heavy tanks, 277 IS-7, 705A IS-4 and SD-2, the new double barrel tank. KV-1 is going to be quite a charming vehicle over here, leading into 3 different tanks, T-150, KV-1S and KV-2. KV-2 now leads into actually tank destroyers, which is really interesting. But once again, deck tree layout is exactly the same, should be easier for new players to understand. In Soviet deck tree we still have so many options, and most likely it is going to be overwhelming, so I recommend watching some review episodes, which vehicles are going to be better, which vehicles are not going to be worth it. On the top of that, one thing what I really like about this new deck tree system is that they got rid of all the premium tanks in the middle of the deck tree. Previously we had like premium tank over here, let's say tier 7 SU-122S premium tank was over here. We had some tier 8 premium heavy tanks available for gold, in-game gold over here in the middle of the deck tree. Now all the premium tanks have their own separate tab, which you can simply bring up like this, and you can buy all those vehicles for in-game gold. You do not have to spend extra money to get them if you have some gold laying around. Same goes to the every single nation. You can see how many tier 8 German vehicles we have available for in-game gold. We have some tanks over here in the American deck tree, some here and 2 more in the store actually. So if we have more, let's click it and boom, it is going to direct you into the store, but most likely into the new store where you're able to see those vehicles right away. So that much about the deck tree overview. Now let's head into the dailybones.net blog, where we have really nice overview which vehicles are going to be relocated from the deck tree and what you can look out for. So big shout out to my buddy Harkonnen from the dailybones.net blog for making this in detailed article. Tech tree changes in more detail. This basically covers everything you need to know, and it shows both tech trees as well, old and new tech tree comparisons. So let's take a look. In total, 92 vehicles will be relocated. Highlighted message, yes, relocated. Please note that the vehicles won't be removed from the game but relocated and will still be available to players. Now, what you have to look out for overall with this new tech tree changes. Owned vehicles present in the garage will stay there. If you own it, you keep it. Unknown vehicles will be available in the new area of the shop called Collection Vehicles. This is what we have covered, all those things. Vehicles will only cost credits, no further need to spend experience to unlock them. All vehicles will still have modules to be researched. And over here we have an example. I'm gonna make it a bit bigger as well because I'm not able to open the picture. Okay, so this is an example with Hetzer, for example, tier 4 Hetzer. Seems like Hetzer is going to Hetz a bit less. But people are able to buy Hetzer for 300,000 credits. It has the elite status, as we can see. And now keep in mind, Those vehicles, at least at the moment, while Harkonnen made this article, I don't know, maybe those same things apply to the tier 6 and tier 10 vehicles as well in the future. We'll see, only time will tell. But at the moment, those vehicles are not classified as reward or premium vehicles. They are still regular vehicles, meaning while they will have elite status, they won't give any additional bonuses. Here is a list of all the vehicles. So what this means is those tanks do not have extra experience per battle, extra, at least those tier 1 to tier 5 moved vehicles do not have extra credits or experience income or the crew penalty. You're not able to put crew members into this vehicle without any penalty. You still need Hetzer's special crew at 100% if you want to operate this vehicle at 100% capability. So keep that in mind. And you can see that Hetzer still has some things to research, or actually some things to buy. I don't know if those all those modules come like this already researched. This is what I do not know, but you can see that you have many different engines to choose from. And some gun options as well. So let's take a look at all the relocated vehicles nation by nation. Keep in mind, everything is still subject to change, of course. So, from the Soviet Tech 3, Wargaming is going to relocate 13 vehicles in total, and here is a beautiful comparison. So you see how many useless lower tier tanks we have actually. And look at all those artilleries, Su-18, Su-26, Su-5, gone. Su-122A is the first artillery. Tier 5 artillery is the first artillery. This is the best thing, in my opinion, with this entire Tech 3. Hopefully less lower tier artillery battles. First artillery, tier 5. How you get into artilleries is you have to go up to the T60, then T70, Su-76M, switching to the tank destroyers, and tank destroyers are leading into tier 5 vehicle. This is a nice thing. Once again, this is a nice thing. Like in the old Tech 3, let me show you. We have so many examples. For example, KV-1. KV-1 is a tier 5 vehicle, which leads into yet another tier 5 tank. Why do we need that? Or KV-2 leading into T-150, like you were able to go into KV-2 and let me go into T-150 as well. Like, why do we need something like this? We don't. And over here, seems like we do not have those issues anymore. All the time something leads into higher tier tank. KV-13 was also going to be removed or moved away. KV-13 same goes to KV-13. From here you're able to go into A44. Well, I guess it is good if you want to move from heavy tank line to tank destroyer, medium tank line, but still having to play with the same vehicle over and over again, same tier vehicle over and over again is not bueno in my opinion. So quick comparison and list of all the relocated vehicles: tier 2 artilleries, tank destroyers, light tank, tier 3 some lower tier vehicles, T-46, Su-5, moved to T-50, one of my old favorite light tanks back in the very old days, KV-85 as well, Su-14-1, KV-13 and T-62A as well. Previously I was scared about players who do not have it. I said maybe you should get it, but now we know that there is no rush for that, at least according to the latest article. So Soviet tanks, German Tech 3 was, German Tech 3 was cleaned up a lot, because look at this mess over here, guys. Just look at this mess. Do we really need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tier 3 vehicles? Do we really need it? You tell me. And boom, just like that, from 8 tier 3 vehicles. Tier 3 vehicles down to 2 tier 3 vehicles. 1 tier 2, 1 tier 1. Is this going to kill variety? Well, of course, a bit, of course, yes. But as I said before, you are simply flying through the lower tiers anyway. The real game starts from tier 5. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. I respect if your opinion is different, I respect it, but I'm just sharing my opinion over here. So, old and new. boom, a lot cleaner. No premium tanks in the middle of the deck tree. I really dig this change as well. Only researchable tanks are looking at you. So 22 vehicles in total, many lower tier tanks. You can see, 6 tanks removed from tier 3, 4 from tier 2. Tier 4 was hit even harder, 8 relocated tanks. Tier 5, tier 6, and tier 8 as well. I think I do not have this. I have it researched, I think. I don't remember, actually. I know I do not have this one, so now, luckily, I do not have to rush towards it as well. Now, USA deck 3 is actually not the biggest one in the game at the moment, but still, 16 vehicles were relocated, because in lower tiers, yeah, we had quite a mess over here. So this is the old deck tree compared to the new one. Only one tier 1 vehicle, only one tier 2 M2 Light, only one tier 3 M3 Stewart, and starting from tier 4 you get 3 vehicles and moving up from tier. By the way, T-5041 is also a heavy tank now. Yes, it was a medium tank, but now it is a heavy tank. So maybe I'm going to make a special episode about all the other special vehicles like T-54E1. List of the vehicles, quickly let's go over it. 3 tier 2 vehicles, 4 tier 3 vehicles, 4 tier 5 vehicles. Look at all those artillery guys being relocated. T-67, this was a surprise for me. This was a surprise for me indeed. The Seal Clubber mecha tank has been relocated. Jumbo, D21 and D71 Da as well. Jumbo, I heard they actually made some poo-poo things to Jumbo. You're not able to use the stock turret and turb cannon combination anymore, which is a bit saddening, but oh well. From the French deck 3, 13 vehicles were relocated, so here are all the vehicles from the old deck 3. Yeah, once again, way too many low tier tanks. Like, it doesn't give us anything. So let's move on. 1 tier 2 vehicle, 2 tier 3 vehicles, 3 tier 4 and 4 tier 5 tanks, and moving up from tier. So cleaned up French deck 3. Nice. List of the vehicles. And over here the key things, of course, were AMX-30, first prototype, and AMX-30B, 2 removed high tier tanks. So this is how the deck tree looks like at the moment. No more AMX-30, no more AMX-30 first prototype. And 30B. Alright. UK, 15 vehicles relocated. This is the old British deck tree. Take a look. Breathe it in. And a new one. Boom, just like that. In the British deck tree, only lower tier vehicles were relocated as far as I remember. Yes, and Churchill gun carrier as well. So now we need some more gun carriers, cane carriers, Sherman Firefly, Sherman 3, Archer, Alecto. Like basically they removed one of the deck trees which they introduced not too long time ago. So this is the British, China, from Chinese deck 3 relocated vehicles, but one is extremely key. As you can see, this is the old one with 113 in it, and this is the new one with no 113. Let's be honest over here. 113 is a freaking forgotten tank, so here it goes. Now it is a collectible vehicle available for credits. Yep. Tier 2, Tier 3, and 113. From the Japanese deck 3, 7 vehicles relocated. We have no picture about that. Some Tier 2s, some Tier 3s, Tier 4, and Tier 5. Oh, why experimental, ladies and gentlemen, because I guess it was hurting the lower tiers a bit too much with its turb cannon and with its one-shots. I think this is the case. It wasn't the best gaming experience indeed. So from Swedish deck 3, 1 tier 2 vehicle, 1 tier 3 vehicle, IKV-72, guys. IKV-72 has officially the highest camo in this game when boosted to the max. Okay. Yeah, just fun fact. Anyway, goodbye, see you in the collection tab. And finally, Italian L640 has been moved. So yeah, as I said before, while Harkonnen made this article, we had no idea what they are going to do with tier 6 and above vehicles. It is still unknown what will happen exactly with any vehicles of tier 6 and above. There are in total 13 vehicles that will be relocated, and there are no plans to when and how they will be back. One thing is certain: if you have them in your garage, you keep them. Yes, indeed, all the vehicles, but now we know that people are going to keep them. People are going to keep them indeed. So ladies and gentlemen, this is how the new Tech 3 looks like compared to the old ones as well, all the relocated vehicles. Hopefully this gives you a bit better overview of this entire situation and what you can look out for. There is also a collection vehicle tab in the game, which is not opening up anything besides the tooltip on the Sandbox server, which is down already, so I'm not able to check out the new version. But as they said, it should be back in March or something like that. So we'll see. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully it was helpful. If it was, leave a like button, click down. If it wasn't, leave a dislike button, click down. Let me know what you think about those Tech 3 changes. And I catch you next time with something else. As always, stay awesome, take care, and bye.